If you only have 2 days to spend in Romania's capital city, here are some ideas. This is what we did when we were in Bucharest, Romania. Bucharest, or Bucharest in Romanian, a city where grand architecture, communist-era history, charming old world streets, and vibrant modern culture all collide in one unforgettable destination. Often called the Little Paris of Eastern Europe, Bucharest surprises visitors with elegant boulevards, enormous palaces, hidden churches, lively cafes, and one of the most fascinating modern histories in Europe. Join us as we explore monuments and historic places in the heart of Romania's capital city. Our first stop in Bucharest was the beautiful King Mihai I Park, formerly known as Herăstrău Park, the largest park in the city and one of the most peaceful green spaces in all of Romania. Originally created in the 1930s and centered around Herăstrău Lake, the park was later renamed in honor of King Michael I, Romania's last monarch who played a key role in the country's history during World War II. At the south end of King Mihai I Park is a striking statue of Charles de Gaulle, one of France's most influential leaders and a key figure behind the Free French government during World War II. The monument was unveiled in 2006 as a symbol of the strong historical and cultural ties between Romania and France, especially during the period when Bucharest was known as Little Paris for its French-inspired architecture and culture. Our next stop was the Arc de Triomphe, one of Bucharest's most recognizable landmarks. Inspired by the famous Arc de Triomphe in Paris, the monument commemorates Romania's victory in World War I and the unification of the country following the creation of Greater Romania in 1918. An earlier wooden version was built shortly after the war, but the impressive granite structure we see today was completed in 1936. Standing nearly 90 feet tall, the Arc de Triomphe has become a powerful symbol of Romanian national pride and independence. Today it serves as the focal point for major national celebrations, military parades, and holiday events, making it one of the most important monuments in the country. As we stood beneath this massive archway, it was easy to appreciate both the history it represents and its place in the heart of modern Bucharest. The Romanian Athenaeum is widely considered the cultural jewel of Bucharest and one of Romania's most beautiful buildings. Located near Revolution Square, this magnificent concert hall was built between 1886 and 1888 in a grand neoclassical style designed by French architect Albert Galleron. It serves as the home of the George Enescu Philharmonic Orchestra and hosts the internationally renowned George Enescu Festival. The equestrian statue of Carol I stands prominently in Revolution Square, directly in front of the Romanian Athenaeum and near the former royal palace. The bronze monument depicts King Carol I on horseback, honoring the first king of modern Romania and one of the most important figures in the nation's history. The Memorial of Rebirth is a modern monument located in Revolution Square. It was unveiled in 2005 to commemorate the victims of the 1989 Romanian Revolution, when the communist regime of Nicolae Ceausescu was overthrown after mass protests and violent clashes. Our next stop is the monument of Iuliu Maniu, one of Romania's most important political figures of the 20th century, and a leading voice for democracy and national unity. Maniu played a major role in the unification of Transylvania with Romania after World War I and later became a strong opponent of both fascism and communism. Just steps from Revolution Square stands Kretzulescu Church, one of Bucharest's oldest and most treasured churches. Built in 1722 in the elegant Brancovenesque style, it has survived earthquakes, wars, and even plans for demolition during the communist era. Remarkably, this church stood witness to the historic events of the 1989 Romanian Revolution that changed the course of Romanian history. Today it remains a symbol of faith, resilience, and the enduring heritage of Bucharest. Our next stop was Umbrella Alley, one of Bucharest's most colorful hidden gems. Officially known as Pasajul Victoriei, this charming passageway was transformed through a public art project that filled the space with hundreds of brightly colored umbrellas overhead. What started as a creative beautification effort has become one of the city's most popular photo locations. Today it highlights Bucharest's artistic spirit and offers visitors a fun and vibrant break from the city's historical landmarks. A short walking distance from Old Town is the massive Parliament Building, one of the most astonishing buildings in the world and the most iconic landmark in Bucharest. Construction began in 1984 under communist dictator Nicolae Ceausescu as part of his vision to transform the capital into a showcase of socialist power and grandeur. To make room for this massive project, entire historic neighborhoods, churches, and thousands of homes were demolished. Built almost entirely with Romanian materials and labor, the structure contains more than 1,000 rooms, enormous marble halls, crystal chandeliers, and miles of corridors. It's considered the heaviest building in the world and is one of the largest administrative buildings ever constructed. The scale is different to comprehend until you're standing in front of it. Its immense size dominates the city skyline and serves as a powerful reminder of Romania's communist past. Stretching from Parliament Palace is the grand Bulevardul Unirii, leading to the Bucharest Fountains. Ceausescu intentionally designed this boulevard to be longer and wider than the Champs-Élysées in Paris. One of the anticipated attractions was the Bucharest Fountains. We were disappointed to see that it was under renovation when we were there. The fountains usually host colorful evening light and water shows that have become a major tourist attraction. Also visited the famous Hanu Manuc restaurant. Built in 1808, it's one of the oldest operating inns and restaurants in Europe. Built in 1808 by Armenian merchant Manuc Bere, it originally served as a caravanserai, a resting place for traders traveling between Europe and the Ottoman Empire, complete with lodging, stables, and a central courtyard for business and social life. Now transformed into a restaurant, Hanu Manuc serves traditional Romanian and Balkan dishes in a truly historic setting. Whether you're sitting in the courtyard or inside one of the old dining rooms, the experience feels both authentic and timeless. Let's talk Bucharest history. Bucharest first became an important trading center in the 15th century under Vlad the Impaler, the same ruler who inspired the Dracula legend. During the 1800s, the city rapidly modernized with French-inspired architecture, elegant boulevards, and cultural institutions, earning the nickname Little Paris. By the early 20th century, Bucharest had become Romania's political and economic center. Following World War I and the Treaty of Trianon in 1920, Romania gained large territories, including Transylvania, greatly expanding the country. Bucharest became the capital of a much larger Romania and entered a period of prosperity, growth, and modernization between the wars. After World War II, Romania fell under Soviet influence and became a communist state. Bucharest was transformed with massive apartment blocks, broad boulevards, and monumental government buildings. Under dictator Nicolae Ceausescu, huge portions of the historic city were demolished to build massive socialist projects, including the enormous Parliament Palace. In 1989, Romania experienced a violent revolution that ended communist rule. Since then, Bucharest has transformed into a growing European capital with restored historic districts, modern businesses, tourism growth, and a thriving café and nightlife culture. Today, Bucharest is roughly 2 million people in the metro area, making it one of the largest cities in Eastern Europe. While smaller than mega capitals like London or Paris, it's larger than many European capitals such as Prague, Budapest, and Sofia, and serves as Romania's undisputed economic and cultural hub. Standing at one of Bucharest's most famous intersections is the beautifully restored Corinthia Hotel. Originally opened as the Grand Hotel du Boulevard in 1873, this landmark was once one of the most modern hotels in all of Romania, becoming the first hotel in the country with electric lighting, running water in guest rooms, and even an elevator. Our next stop was University Square, one of the most important places in all of Romania. While it serves as a busy transportation and cultural hub today, it became internationally known during the Romanian Revolution of 1989 when thousands gathered here to protest against communist rule. Just off University Square stands one of Bucharest's most unusual landmarks, St. Nicholas Russian Church. Built between 1905 and 1909 with funding from Tsar Nicholas II, the church was originally created for the Russian diplomatic community living in Romania. Its 7 colorful onion domes make it completely different from most Romanian churches and give the city a unique architectural surprise. Our next stop was the old town of Bucharest, known locally as Lipscani, and it's one of the most vibrant and historic areas in the entire city. This district dates back to the medieval period when it was the commercial heart of Bucharest, filled with merchants, craftsmen, inns, and trading houses that connected Eastern and Western Europe. Walking through Old Town feels like stepping through layers of history, from beautifully restored 19th century facades and hidden Orthodox churches to buzzing streets filled with music and energy. St. Demetrius Church is one of the historic Orthodox churches tucked within Bucharest's Old Town. Originally built in the 17th century and rebuilt several times over the years, the church has stood through centuries of change as Bucharest grew from a small trading town into Romania's modern capital. The Church of the Stavropoleos Monastery is one of the most treasured religious landmarks in Bucharest. Built in 1724 by a Greek monk, the church is considered one of the finest examples of the distinctive Brancovenesque architectural style, blending Romanian, Byzantine, and Renaissance influences. The peaceful courtyard, historic icons, and Byzantine choral music services make it one of the most atmospheric places in the city. One of the most unique spots is the Van Gogh Grand Café, a colorful and artistic restaurant right in the heart of Old Town. From the moment you step inside, it feels like you've entered a living gallery inspired by Vincent van Gogh, with bold colors, creative decor, and walls filled with artwork style designs across multiple floors. What makes this place especially interesting is how it's built vertically with different levels offering completely different atmospheres. From cozy seating areas downstairs to more open and lively spaces higher up, each decorated with its own artistic flair. Every corner feels intentional, almost like walking through a modern interpretation of a painting. The menu is just as impressive, offering a mix of Romanian and international dishes, along with cocktails, coffee, and desserts that match the creative vibe of the space. Whether you're stopping in for a full meal or just a drink, it's the kind of place where you end up staying longer than you planned. St. Anthony's Church is one of the oldest and most important churches in Bucharest. This beautiful red brick church was originally built in the mid-1500s. For centuries, St. Anthony's Church played a special role in Romanian history. Beginning in the 18th century, the princes and rulers of Wallachia were traditionally blessed here before taking office, making it one of the most significant religious sites in the region. One of the most iconic stops in Bucharest is Caru cu Bere, a legendary restaurant located in the heart of the Old Town. First opened in 1879, it originally began as a brewery and quickly became one of the most popular meeting places in the city, attracting writers, artists, politicians, and locals for over a century. Inside, the atmosphere is absolutely stunning, with neo-Gothic architecture, stained glass windows, carved wooden panels, and painted ceilings that make the entire dining hall feel like stepping into a historic European banquet hall. On this day, we had an enjoyable lunch here with our friend Paul. Nearby stands the beautiful CEC Palace. Built in 1900, it served as the headquarters of Romania's National Savings Bank. It remains one of the finest examples of Bucharest's elegant pre-communist architecture. Located on Bucharest's historic Victory Avenue, or Calea Victoriei, Zlătari Church is one of the city's most beloved Orthodox churches. The current structure dates largely from the mid-19th century, although a church has stood on this site since the 1600s, serving merchants and craftsmen who worked in the area. Located in the heart of Bucharest Old Town, National Bank of Romania Museum is housed within the historic headquarters of Romania's central bank. The National Bank of Romania was founded in 1880, making it one of the earliest central banks in the world, and its impressive headquarters was constructed between 1884 and 1890. Bucharest continues to grow as one of Europe's most fascinating emerging travel destinations, welcoming millions of visitors each year. Travelers come for the city's history, nightlife, architecture, affordability, and unique blend of old and new Europe. The best times to visit are spring from April through June and fall from September through October, when temperatures are comfortable and the parks and boulevards are especially beautiful. Whether you come for the food, the history, the culture, Romania's capital offers an experience unlike anywhere else in Europe. Thanks for joining us on our Bucharest adventure. Please like, subscribe, and follow along for more travel journeys around the world. Until next time, keep on traveling, and we'll see you in our next video.